You're listening to the Monday Night Community Show with Daniel on BRFM.
We don't know anything about you, do we? You save us from ourselves. You set us up here. You even pay the bills. What is it that you want? Coffee? Tea? Me? Ollie? What do you really fancy, Tom? Oh, I thought at first that maybe you just wanted to watch. Oh, tell Auntie Jennifer, Tom. Open up a bit. There are no secrets here. Isn't that right, Ollie? A chance to loosen your tie. Let your hair down. What's left of your hair, anyway. How do you feel about that, Tom? Any feelings at all? Oh, come on, Tom. Share a little. Tell us the truth. What's it all about? Tell us. Tell us now. Tell us. Or this doesn't happen.
Doesn't happen?
No. Broadcast. Start being straight with us, Tom. You're trying to come across as a fair man. Second chance and everything. But no one is that fair. No one does anything for nothing. Everyone wants something in return. Where did all this equipment come from? Who wrote the scripts? Where's the money coming from? And what does someone somewhere want for it? We're not hearing you. Are we, Ollie?
Well...
I see I've underestimated you, Jen.
You have.
I see there's a lot more to you than meets the eye.
You'd better believe it.
You see, Jen, I thought, incorrectly I see now, that you were little more than a self-centered know-all, simply waiting to get knocked up by the first fellow you met who either had a job or knew how to fill in an income support application form. How wrong I was, how mistaken in my mind. It turns out that under that mop of golden hair there really is a brain. It's quite a surprise, I can tell you, quite a revelation, if I'm honest, but enough of my prevaricating. You want to know if there's another objective at work. You are right, Jen. You have seen through me. You're not just a pretty face.
Get on with it, Tom.
I've just discussed this with Ollie, so there's no secret. We're setting up a TV station to present the political left side of the argument, and we're using cheap second-hand technology and the internet to do it. There, you've got the big plan. Feel better now?
I'm not sure I believe you, Tom.
Jennifer, darling, you wouldn't believe me if I told you the sky was blue.
I don't trust you.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. Ollie, how are we doing with the equipment?
Almost there, Tom.
As soon as you're ready, turn it all on. I'd like to give it a dry run. We've not got long.
Oh, yes, Ollie. Tom snaps his little fingers and you jump to it. Do this, Ollie. Do that, Ollie. Stand on your head, Ollie. Be grateful for everything, Ollie.
We've just got to do this, Jennifer.
Oh, haven't you learned anything, Ollie? No one gives you anything. And certainly not for nothing. Do you believe anything he's told you?
Jennifer?
I don't know what's happened to you. What happened to looking out for yourself? To not trusting anyone? Or anything? Living on your wits? Thinking for yourself? In the last 3 days since we've been here, you've changed. Before this, you didn't trust in anything. But now you've learnt to jump to his every command. What happened to you?
Jennifer, Tom's been good to us.
He's using us. Can't you see that? No one's ever been there for me before. Mum's got her fancy man. Dad's always been off who knows where. Well, he's not even a memory. On my own, unwanted. But I've got a brain, Ollie. I'm no idiot. I can see that this world is about... and what it's not. This world doesn't need you. And it doesn't need me. We have to make our own futures, and that won't come from a guardian angel turning up and looking after us. This is about something, and we better find out what it is before someone else leaves us in the gutter.
Jennifer, Tom's different. He's kind. He's on our side. He wants to help, and he's asking for our help.
Oh, you're a fool, Oliver Turner. You always were, always eager to please. That was you. Always the first one to stand up to be picked and the last to be chosen. Oh, good old reliable Ollie. Never let you down. That's what they used to say. Did you know that? Always good at fixing other people's problems. That's good old Ollie. Need something done? Ask Softy over there, never says no. Want to know why? Have you guessed yet? You've no backbone, Ollie. Wettest, weakest guy around. Even on the nights of the riots, you still needed me to hold your hand and lead you in. By the time we arrived, everything had almost gone. Even then, when you were in, you were pathetic. Slipped over on broken glass and took your mask off. I should have left you. Left you holding a cut arm. I thought about it, I really did. How ridiculous. That's what I thought. He may be clever with computers, but in the real hard world, a wimp. On your own. Like me. No one to turn to. So we turned to each other. And I was dragged down by you. Odd, now that I think about it. I didn't hate you. Not even then. I just felt sorry for you. It was only after we were brought here that I started to think, not just how my life was now marked by you, but how much I had come to despise you. You've been walked over by everyone you've ever known. And Tom is just doing the same as all those before.
Jennifer, we agreed to help.
You won't even argue with me. What do you want? Why are you letting me walk all over you?
Because no one ever offered me anything before.
What, Ollie? What has Tom offered you?
We've just been talking.
Talking? About what?
About the future.
The future?
My future.
Your future.
I've been thinking.
No, Ollie, you haven't.
I have.
No, you've been listening. And that's not the same thing. Tom talks and you take it all in. And that's the way it's worked between you two. The way it's worked since we met our guardian angel here. What's he said? How's he buying you now?
A job.
What sort of job?
Computers.
Oh, what else could it be? A car, a pension, a dog, a cat?
Something like that.
Well, kids as well, Ollie. Brats as well.
Maybe.
Oh, to have kids, you've got to have the wife. A girlfriend, a partner, a bit on the side.
So?
Was that it?
Might be.
Was it?
Could be.
And who's the lucky girl, Ollie?
I don't know.
There must be someone you know. And there aren't many of those, are there? Who is she? Do you know her? Does Tom? Or maybe Tom knows her. Or maybe it's one of Tom's non-existent friends. His non-existent family, his non-existent wife. Or maybe it's me.
No.
No, what?
It's not you.
Oh, but it could be.
No. It's definitely not. It would never be. It would never be you. It could never be you.
Why, Ollie? Why do you say that?
Because I know.
What do you know?
Once this is all established, we'll replace you.
You'll replace me?
We'll recast the role.
I don't believe you.
Tom says so.
Oh, well, if Tom says so...
And I agreed.
You agreed to what?
That if you become a problem, we'll recast.
Is this true, Tom?
Yes, it is.
Why?
You've got a brain between your ears, Jen, but you can't tell when someone is trying to do you a favour.
What favour?
You've had tough times, Jen, but then who hasn't? You've also got an opportunity. Whether you're smart enough to make something of it, I don't know.
You want to get rid of me?
We don't have to.
You don't want me either.
Of course we want you, don't we, Ollie?
Yes, Tom.
Jen, you're right. I'm not some benevolent old man sitting around thinking how to do good in the world. And as you said, they don't exist in the first place. But I do believe in something, and perhaps that's the only thing that separates us from one another.
Oh, believe in what?
People, Jen. I do believe that people, if given a chance, can often be more than what they are. Give people a chance, and they'll surprise you. Maybe even surprise themselves. When I was your age, I believed in nothing. The world was a cruel, horrible place, no light in it, just various shades of darkness. But with age, you learn to see it differently. There is hope, Jen, even a freedom if you look for it. But you do have to look for it. You think the world is against you? No, as you said, the world just doesn't care. But if you had your moment, you might be able to do something with it. You want to know something about me? All right. Worked in a shop until recently. Then one day a machine was brought in and it now takes the money. and I was left taking an early bus home. It was for greater efficiency, that was what I was told, to increase profits. I looked around and suddenly every other shop was doing the same. Greater efficiency? But tell me, Jen, how can business be more efficient when there's no one left in a job to buy the goods on the shelves anymore? So we decided that a different view must be brought out into the open, the voice of the lowly worker, not via the media groups of the billionaires, but the cheap and tacky technology of the modern age.
And when, Tom, did you decide to do this?
Only recently, Jen.
When?
Recently, I told you.
When, Tom?
Recently, about a week ago.
That's a lie.
What?
You've lied to us all this time. Now you've confirmed it.
What the hell are you talking about?
You couldn't have decided this recently.
Why is that, Jen?
Because these boxes are postmarked last June. 3 months ago. Before the riots happened. Before you even met us. Before you were meant to have lost your job. Which shop did you work in again? Oh, you failed to mention that.
I noticed that too, Tom. These boxes weren't delivered by the post office. A man in a car pulled up, opened the boot and brought all this stuff in. And it's all brand new.
You see, Tom, we're not as stupid as you thought we were. This equipment was bought months before we even met. Which means that you, and whoever, have been planning this for quite a while.
Is that true, Tom?
Are you a spy? How does it work, Tom? Shouldn't you be out looking for terrorists or things like that? And you don't look much like the ones off the television. Those guys are always fit and handsome. You look like you're about to keel over. You're not looking too good, Tom. A little tired, to tell the truth. Oh, what's wrong, Tommy boy? One enemy is now dead, but look at all the new ones we've found. Odd, don't you think? All that money for wars everywhere. And nowhere. And yet back here there is no jobs to be had. Oh, look at me, Tommy. Take a good look. I'm smart. Perhaps a little too clever. And confident. And there's nothing for me to do. I could go to university. I could take on a debt of tens of thousands. I could step out of uni with nothing more than a piece of paper. I could do all that. Do you think I should do that, Tommy? Would that be a good idea? Or put it this way. Would you do it? Oh, your silence. Most telling. Well, that's the thing. Today you have to be smart. Because before you know it, someone is trying to trap you. And that is what you are trying to do, Tommy. What happens after I publicly accuse Michael Fitzwilliam of adultery? No one is going to believe it.
Because no one has to.
But if no one is going to believe us, Tom, then why are we doing this?
Come on, Tommy, spill the beans. What's the plan? What are we really doing in this cold flat? What's this all about?
I've told you the truth, Jennifer.
No, you've not.
Yes, I have. I've watched for decades as grey-haired old men stood up and put the case for the workers. Men whose hearts may have been in the right place, but who the viewing millions just looked at as being something from the 70s or even the 60s. Men whose arguments were strong, but had been left behind in the multimedia world of presentation and a bit of glamour. I looked on, like the rest of the country, as the nation was sold off left and right to the highest bidder, and slick political operators go on the box and dismiss every industrial action as that of the greedy, the ignorant and the work-shy. No matter how beaten down the individual workforces were, any call to improve conditions or save employment was always reported negatively. I saw how the culture of the nation was changed from know thy neighbour to fear thy neighbour. I saw whole communities destroyed under the banner of efficiency, and anyone who stood up and pointed this out was marked as a radical, a communist, or just a fool. Outsourced, downsized, offshored, and austerity became terms we all heard, and it was interpreted in the media as a good thing, as generations was thrown onto the scrap heap just so the city could make ever greater profits. You're angry, Jennifer. You're confused as to where all the jobs went. They didn't disappear because of strong government that broke the unions. They went because organised businesses across the globe decided somewhere, I don't know where, to take away the security of the citizens and keep them flexible. Or cheap is the other word I could have used. Across what we once called the West, millions of jobs went abroad, while industries turned out the lights on a Friday and had no intention of turning them back on again for Monday. What is this about, you ask? That's a fair question. We're just trying to put the other side of the case, with a pretty face this time, so people don't turn away from the screen. Is that honest enough for you, Jen? You've got a pretty face. Take that away, I wouldn't need you. You're correct. The world is not a nice place. But sometimes, you will come across those that try to do the right thing.